What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing well out there, and I hope that you're having a lovely, lovely Wednesday. Here we are, another week, another opportunity to do some drawing together. So let's do it. All right, now I hope you all had a nice weekend. Haven't seen you in a little while, not since last Thursday if you hung out for our Thursday show. I hope you're all staying safe and well and happy and healthy. In these very bizarre and strange times, right? Uncertainty abounds, but there's one thing we're certain of, and that is that we can draw together, and drawing is fun. And hey, what else do you need, right? Pen, paper, and a little bit of imagination, and you just never know what's going to happen. Now today, we're going to do what we usually do. We'll have a little You Draw It, where you're going to follow along with me. We'll draw it together. Then I'm going to show you one of my favorite books. I've done this in the past a couple times, and I have this bookshelf behind me that is just full of amazing art books, and I'd love to share some of them with you, pardon me, and see what you think about them. And then we'll follow it up finally with an animal and activity, where you, of course, can tell me an animal doing something crazy, bizarre, funny, strange, weird, and I will challenge myself to try and get that drawing done for you in the time that we have remaining. It's only a 25-minute show. It's just short, right? But it's short and it's sweet, right? You know, I haven't been able to get out and do much of anything. I used to go downtown a lot, and I had an office that I rented downtown for my personal studio when I was an illustrator, and I loved taking the elevator up. It was on the 21st floor of the building, had panoramic views, really amazing. And you know I love jokes, and one thing I like about elevator jokes is they just work on so many levels. Okie dokie, now it's time for us to do some drawing. So let's get right to the action. Here we go. While you're getting your materials, paper, pencil, pen, crayon, marker, or some kind of a stick that you can dip in the mud and draw all over the walls with, I'm going to say hello to folks in the chat and see what we have here today. Alrighty, we have Sam. Hi, Sam. And Daniel, nice to see you. And Cornell and Clever. Hello, hello. Ariana. Yelena and Michelle, hi. Sally, hi, nice to see you. Thanks everybody for hanging out, and why don't we do some drawing? So we're going to start today with our You Draw It. All you have to be able to do is a straight line. I know you can do that. You have to be able to also do a zigzag, okay? And sometimes those get backed up together like that. You also have to be able to do a curvilinear line, all right? And that could look like an S, it could be a C, it could go that way. You get the idea. Now, if you can draw those three kinds of lines, you can draw anything. We're going to start today with a straight line going from right to left or left to right. Doesn't matter. You choose. And it goes like this. Boo! That's a pretty long one, right? I'll just pull that on down here. Zoom in so you can see that. There's our straight line. Now, how long is that line on paper? Well, I would say make it about, I'd say about 2 inches. 2 inches or so. All right, so that'll give you plenty of space to do this drawing. All right, next up, we are going to do a very small rectangle. See this? I'm going to cut off this line here, come across here, and on down. And there is a rectangle for myself. And guess what, folks? Like we always do, symmetry. I'm going to pop over to this right side here and do the same thing. Make it the same size. Okay? And I wonder if anybody has any guesses as to what it is we're drawing here. Well, that's step one. You're already well on the way to a wonderful drawing. Now I'm going to do a C curve, and it's going to stop on a straight line, okay? So I'm going to come C and then down. Watch this. C curve, stop right there. See that? It's curving, and then it's stopping on a line that is pretty much straight up and down. Alrighty? And now I'm going to carry that down a little bit further, like that, okay? And then I'm going to C curve it like this. So we have a nice C curve just like that. And guess what? Here comes another rectangle, same size as that one. Roughly, right? Don't worry about it. If it's not exactly the same, no one's going to get you in trouble, okay? All you have to do now is draw a line between these two rectangles. Okay, there you go. Look at that. Easy peasy. All right, I'm going to draw a line here. That's another straight horizontal line, but I'm going to stop it. Watch this. I'm going to draw it and stop right about there. Okay. Leave a little space. Because here I'm going to do some diagonal lines. Are you ready? Watch carefully. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. See how they're all evenly spaced apart at roughly the same angle? That's what you want to do. Okay. Meanwhile, on the other side of the drawing, we're going to echo what we did here. Okay, so C curve, down, and a C curve, okay? And then I've got this other rectangle here. Well, guess what? Here it comes. Put that rectangle down there. And there you go. And now I'm just going to connect this line over to there. And that is the beginning of our drawing. Look at this. Connect those two rectangles just like this. We got that symmetry going. Symmetry everywhere. Here comes a little circle. Ready? Circle number 1. More like an oval, I guess. Oval number 2. Alrighty. Now what do you suppose that is? Let's see. Sally says, a person holding a skateboard. Well, hell, well, that's pretty darn good right there, Sally. You get extra points. Well done. Alrighty. Now let's continue this. This is going to be a neat thing. You're going to see this really cool angle that we're going to draw. This person from the bottom looking up, right? It's sort of an ant's eye view, if you like. All right, now I got to make a C curve, and I'm going to start here at this little rounded edge right here at the back of the skateboard, and watch this. It's going to come up and around. Watch this. Up and around like that. Okay? That is the first step. Up and around. Look at the size of that relative to the rest of the skateboard, right? And then I'm going to draw a line right here, kind of next to it, like that. See, it's kind of following along with that same curve. Cool, right? All right, next, I'm going to come over this way, and I'm going to draw another C curve about the same size as that first one. All right? Roughly the same size. Okay, now we're in good shape. Now behind this one, I'm going to draw another curve. It's going to be slightly off, meaning that it's not going to follow it around completely. It's going to be slightly off, tilted to the right. Watch this. I'm going to come up and over and down like that. See how it's tight on the left side, a little more open on the right side? Okay. And then I'm going to connect from here. I'm going to come up and over and down like this. So watch this. We come up and over and down like that. Okay. And now all I have to do is make a little line here. Okay. And it's got a little bit of a curve to it. See that? And then a little line right there. Okay. You are in good shape. Boy, we are getting so close to the end already. There's not much to this drawing, but it's going to look really nifty when we're done. All right, now here at the bottom of this person's tennis shoes, I want to show you a little pattern. We're going to do this. We're going to leave a little space on the sides and do a couple of lines that way, like slight diagonal there. And then we're just going to cross over them like that. Maybe do one more up there like that, okay? And over here, same deal, but I'm going to actually connect on the right side. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2. Just to add a little texture, a little grip on the bottom of those shoes, okay? All right, next step. Watch this. From this knee right here, that is a knee, folks, I'm going to draw a line out at an angle like this. Come up this way, at about that far, okay? And you might be wondering what's going on there. And then I'm going to draw a line that is perpendicular to it, okay? A right angle, like so. And then I'm going to draw a line following basically that same angle, maybe slightly more up here. I'm going to stop right about here. Now this is where you can always give yourself a little dot, something to aim for. See that? I put a little dot on my canvas there. It's nice to put a target there for yourself to aim for. Makes it easier. And then I'm going to, you see, by the way, this line is farther out than here, right? It's always good to measure. It came almost all the way out here to this wheel, this little corner of the wheel. And now I'm going to imagine that I'm connecting to here, right? So I draw at that angle, kind of like so. Okay. And then, watch this. I'm just going to come up from here like that. And then give a little curve right there. Okay. Now up here, I'm going to come in and taper towards this wrist right here. Here we go. In and stop right about there. Now, if you have to make these lines a little longer, go for it. You can always make adjustments. If you're using pencil, you can always erase a little bit. If you want to make some changes. And you can always watch these back and you can try again with these drawings. Now there's my thumb. Okay, leave a little space here. And I just go 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there's that hand, and I can connect it right there. Okay, that's all you gotta do. Now what about the person's head? All right, this is gonna be neat. We're gonna have a head that's tilted back. Watch how we do this. I'm gonna make a C curve coming up this way, all right, like this, and stop right about there. All right, see how that C curve is? It's a shallow one, right? Okay, then just a little bump here, like a triangle. And then I'm gonna continue that curve around like this, okay? Leave a little space there, because this is where I'm gonna put an ear. Watch. The ear is just a tiny little shape like that, and then down. And it's not gonna be an ear like it's facing you. It's gonna be more narrow because it's tilted backwards. And then here, I'm just gonna draw a little line to show that other ear. And the mouth is gonna be right here. Okay, and that, what we're seeing then is the underside of the neck and jaw of this person. Now, how do you want to do the hair? Well, that's totally up to you. You have so many options. Look what I could do. I could do this if I want. I could draw a hat. That's one option. I could have this person's hair coming out to the side like that. That's pretty fun, right? Maybe I'll just leave it like that for now. I like that. And look what you did. You drew a person from this cool, crazy, extreme angle skateboarding, flying right over our heads, right? Now, what do you want to do to make this your own? Well, in addition to the hair and things like that, you could color it. You can make a cool design on the bottom of this skateboard, right? Do whatever you like with that. Maybe I could just put a little happy face. There we go. There is my design on the bottom of that board. Now, I'm sure you all can be a lot more creative than me there. Maybe you want to throw some clouds in back there behind this skater since they're flying up so high. Maybe you want to do a little ground plane that's tilted. You could do that. See that? If I draw a little plant there, a little bush or something, and then another one right there, and then maybe over here I say, oh look, there's a palm tree or something. We're in California, skating in Cali. That's cool. And give me a little background right there. Maybe throw a little sun right there. I like that. Okay, slide that on over. That was fun, and that was our You Draw It section. I hope your drawings turned out well. A couple of quick facts about skateboarding. You know, skateboarding was originally called sidewalk skating back in the 70s there, where it first came to be kind of popular. And the first skateboards created in California had handles on them to make them easier to ride. Can you imagine? I started skating in 1986, and I did not skate for very long. I skated through 1991, so 5 years. The most I ever got in terms of skills was I was able to do a pretty decent ollie, but I could not do a kickflip. At least I couldn't land it. So that was the end of my skateboarding career. Did you know in the United States, even though skateboarding is a very popular sport, there are actually only 500 skateboard parks in the entire country. It's not a lot if you consider how popular it is as a sport. Well, we're going to move on now to favorite books, okay? Because I love to show off these books that I have on this shelf behind me. Some really lovely ones. So here we go. So this book today that I want to show you is by a friend, and absolutely, she's a mega talent. I wish I could draw like her. That's all I have to say. Of course, a lot of people say that about her. This is the one and only Jillian Tamaki, and her picture book, They Say Blue. Look at it there. They Say Blue. Okay. What a lovely book it is. And this book is a picture book, but I'll have to say that as an adult, there's a lot to be gleaned from the thoughts and feelings that are shared in this book. It's extremely imaginative, and it goes a lot deeper than the surface. The art is stunning. As usual, Jillian is showing what can be done with mixed media. So acrylic paint and washes of paint, some pen and ink on top. Really lovely stuff. And I wanted to show you my favorite spread in the book, and it's this one. So here we have our character from the book, and she's just gotten off the school bus. And I don't know if you can see, but the sky is painted in this very loosey-goosey brushwork. And what I love is that Jillian knows when to employ a little bit of realism in her work and when to just go for something a little bit more abstract or symbolic. Really wonderful work. And I love this piece too. Look at this spread with the umbrella. So the girl is looking at a flower that's blooming here. Anyway, the book is really kind of a meditation on being a small child and thinking about the world and learning to understand the world. And she uses color as a way to guide us through that journey. And it's a very calming book, a very thought-provoking book. And I highly recommend it, if for no reason other than these beautiful illustrations. As an illustrator, I look at this all the time and I get inspiration for ways to handle visual problems. And her use of color is really, really dynamic. I mean, if you look here, it's two complementary colors. We have the yellows and oranges and the blues and the purples, and that's really just, you know, bouncing across that color wheel to get that to work. So anyway, what else can you say about that? They say blue. You know, one time I had breakfast with Jillian in Harrogate, England, and that was a neat experience. And because when we were sitting there having breakfast, it happened to be Remembrance Day, also known as Armistice Day, and so the 11 a.m. on the 11th of November, which is the 11th month, everyone stops what they're doing and everyone is quiet for 2 minutes to remember soldiers that have died, British soldiers that have died since World War I, which ended on at 11/11/11 1918. Pardon me. And so all those years ago, since that time, they've been remembering soldiers who've died in other conflicts, British soldiers who died since World War I, with this 2 minutes of silence. And it was neat because we're sitting there and just the whole room was quiet in this tea house, and outside everyone stood still. It was very cool. Alrighty, so anyway, why don't we get back to our drawing now? Because we're going to move on to the animal and activity game. The animal and activity game. Now, this is where I would like for you, please, to suggest to me an animal doing something crazy cool, something unexpected. I'll leave this up here on the screen for a minute while you guys think about that so you can remember that title, that lovely book by Jillian Tamaki. Anyway, animal and activity. Tell me an animal doing something strange. An animal doing something strange, something funny, something unexpected, and I will draw it for you. Alrighty, let's see. Any questions in the chat here so far? I'm going to take a quick look here. Hey, somebody's here from El Salvador. Neato. Very cool. Yes, the art is beautiful, Ariana. You are correct. Beautiful book. Beautiful book. Alrighty. What have you got for me, folks? An animal doing something strange, something funny, something weird, something unexpected. Let me know in the chat and I will take care of that for you. And we'll draw something fun and funny. I'm ready to go. I'm gonna get my light colored blue from my sketch. We just talked about They Say Blue in the book, and I'm gonna draw with blue. A squirrel meets a coconut. A llama is shaving. An otter swordsman. Haha, I love that. An otter swordsman. That's fun. Okay, a walrus shooting basketballs. Gosh, these are cool suggestions. The otter swordsman is really sticking out to me here, Steven. I like that one. Let's see if I could do that. All right, here we go. Otter. So an otter, you know, they're kind of funny in the way that they're kind of longer body. You have him wearing a little vest or something. Fancy swordsman otter. I'll try and keep that sketch nice and loose and get the gesture here, the gesture of what it is that I'm trying to do here. There we go. How's that? Okay, give him that sword with the foil, they call it, right? Foil. Can't remember how long otters' tails are, but they're not that long, right? About like that length, maybe. Okay, little vest. Kind of cool if you had like a sash or something. There. There is our otter swordsman. Okay, now got to use some darker lines to finish that out. So we'll lighten it up. And we'll go right to town. Here we go. We'll come around this way. Whoops, gotta make a new layer there so I can draw on top. Whoop. There's that cute little otter face. I don't know what it is about putting these animals in collared shirts. It's just so fun to me. Just always have to do that. Have that vest come around. And then give him that nice big shirt, sleeve. Okay. And then down and around. Whoops, get that around that way. Boop, boop. Okay. And the other side of that vest. And there we have that sash. Little knot at the back. That's fun. Oops. And a little otter tail back there. And then straight out for that other arm, holding the foil. Fingers coming around there. And a few little hairs here and there for some detail. Dots for those whiskers. And what do you say? I think we got it. I think we got it. All right, we'll hide our sketch. And there you go. Slide that fella on over this way. And that was a good day, I'd say, huh? We got some good stuff done there. A little skateboarding action. Show you a nice book and a fencing otter. What more do you want? What more do you want, gang? What a fun thing to do with our afternoon here on a Wednesday. I hope all of you are going to be having a lovely evening, a lovely afternoon, a lovely morning. I don't know where you're watching from. I don't know what time of day it is. You could be anywhere in the world. But thanks for spending a little bit of time with me. It's a choice that you make, and I appreciate you making that choice. It makes me feel good to know that you're hanging out here with me to make a little bit of art together. So everybody, please stay safe. And most of all, remember to please be kind. And I'll see you next time right here. And that'll be tomorrow, same time. Take care. Ciao for now.